Mr. President, distinguished guests, good evening. I'm Sally Osberg, CEO of the Skoll Foundation, and it's my great pleasure to welcome you here tonight to the Skoll Awards for Social Entrepreneurship. I first experienced the magic of Luis Szaran's Sonidos de la Tierra some 5 years ago when I traveled into Paraguay's Chaco to see the program in action. In a remote village, I attended a concert I will never forget. A 10-year-old girl in boots and a pinafore played a duet with the head violist of the Asuncion Orchestra. A string quartet of adolescents, led by an exceptionally poised 16-year-old girl, gave a splendid rendition of Vivaldi's Spring. And then a wind ensemble of saxophones, clarinets, and flutes poured their hearts into John Lennon's Imagine. The young musicians had walked miles to play in the event, as they did some 3 times a week to practice. Luis himself had to persuade the young saxophonist's parents to allow him to bring his instrument home after discovering its value was 3 times that of their home and all their possessions. The violist told us how he'd been approached by the 10-year-old girl, blind from birth and ostracized in her community because she wanted to play the violin, and how he and she developed their remarkable rapport. And I can still hear Imagine as it was played that sultry afternoon, much as I will remember the music that we've heard tonight. Like those musicians, I met in the Paraguayan countryside those years ago, tonight's performers have equally unique stories, even as a common thread connects them. That theme, of course, is 2005 Skoll social entrepreneur Luis Szaran, maestro of the Asuncion Philharmonic and the brilliant creator of Sonidos de la Tierra. Luis is here and would like to tell you himself a bit about tonight's performance. Martin Burt has graciously agreed to translate. Luis?
Buenas noches, presidente, amigos.
Good evening, Mr. President, dear friends.
Hace 10 años me invitaron a dirigir un concierto en París.
10 years ago, I was invited to conduct a concert in Paris.
Como no hablaba francés, me compré un pequeño libro de frases hechas como hacemos los turistas.
Since I don't speak French, I bought a dictionary for tourists.
Y fui al primer ensayo con esas frases preparadas.
And I went to the first rehearsal with those prepared phrases.
Un clarinete se equivocó muy feo durante el ensayo
A clarinet made a bad mistake during the rehearsal,
y yo le miré a los ojos y le dije, ¿dónde está su esposa y sobre todo con quién?
and I looked at him in the eye and I said, "Where is your wife and with whom?"
Fue la última vez que me invitaron a dirigir en París.
That's the last time I went to Paris to conduct a
Es por eso que cuando no domino un idioma, prefiero tener un intérprete y que si se dice algo malo sea su responsabilidad.
This is why when I don't speak the language, I get an interpreter so that if any mistakes are done, they will blame him.
Bueno, lo que están escuchando es una pequeña parte del programa Sonidos de la Tierra al que se refirió mi querida amiga Sally.
What you were just listening to was a small part of our Sonidos de la Tierra, which means sounds of the earth, that Sally Osberg was referring to.
Que habíamos comenzado en el 2005, éramos 18 pueblos.
In 2005, we were reaching 18 communities.
Y con la aplicación del Award Skoll y la participación en 4 foros aquí en Oxford,
And thanks to the Skoll Award and to my participation in 4 of these world forums at Oxford,
hoy tenemos 120 escuelas de música con 8,000 familias.
we have 120 academies of music with more than 8,000 children.
Y con más del 60... y con más del 65% de sociedades filarmónicas sostenibles en todos los pueblos.
And these 65% of these philharmonic societies in these small towns are completely self-sufficient.
Inspirado en lo que suelo ver y escuchar de la experiencia de otros colegas del mundo aquí en el foro,
Inspired by what I hear and I see of other social entrepreneurs here at the forum,
comenzamos a trabajar en barrios marginales de Asunción
we began to work in urban areas and in marginal communities
hasta llegamos al sitio donde las personas viven de la basura y la reciclan.
until we reached a very marginal part of the city, which is the garbage dump, where children and their families are recycling garbage.
Los padres veían tanto interés en tantos niños y no teníamos dinero para comprar tantos instrumentos.
We went there, but parents were overwhelmingly interested in having all the children of the dumps participate in these symphonic orchestras, and we did not have enough money to buy instruments for all the children.
Y se les ocurrió fabricar instrumentos musicales de los desechos que encontraban en la basura.
So parents and children constructed and built these musical instruments from garbage that they recycled from the city dump.
Y este grupo de chicos demuestra que con esos instrumentos se puede hacer música con la misma dignidad.
And these children show to the world that with these instruments, music can be done with the same dignity.
Muchas gracias.
Thank you very much.
They're not playing again, are they? Okay. Tonight's Sonidos performers, who range in age from 14 to 17 years and who have traveled from Paraguay to be with us, are Juan Chavez on the cello, Richard Yua on the Paraguayan harp, Juan Ayala on the flute traversa, Maria Eugenia Benitez on the violin, Arturo Benitez on the saxophone, and Fabio Chavez, ensemble coordinator, on the guitar. Thank you so much for your remarkable performance this evening.